Hey guys, so this is a video on function operations. Operations just being addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So this video follows from your evaluating functions and also your review of combining polynomials. Okay, that's very important. So check your answers to Edmodo up on Edmodo or on the answer sheets before you move on. The objective of this video is after this you're going to be able to perform functions, operations on functions, and using that function notation. Again, we're going to be using that function notation throughout the year, so we need to get comfortable using the f of x, g of x, that sort of thing. Function operations, again, are just adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. So they're written like this. Okay, where it says f plus g of x, f minus g of x, f times g of x. Okay, and they give you two functions, f and g. It could be g and h, could be a bunch of things. And all you do is you say, okay, f plus g Okay, first thing I write is the f of x function. X squared plus 3x minus 4. Then I write plus the g function, 3x minus 2. At this point, now I just combine my like terms. Okay, there is no other x squared. I combine my x's, positive 3x plus 3x is plus 6x. And then I combine my constants, or my numbers here, minus 6. That is the f plus g of x. So for the f, minus g of x, I start with the f function. But then I subtract the whole g function. Okay. Now this is key, especially with that combining like terms of that polynomial operation. This minus gets distributed to both or all the things to the g function. Okay. The minus just means I'm going to change the signs to both of those. So the f function stays the same. And it's now going to be a negative 3x, and now it's going to be a plus 2, because negative, negative makes a positive. Now, I combine like terms. Now, again, I combine like terms. X squared doesn't have a common. Now it's a plus 3x here. Minus 3x, so those x's cancel out. It's 0. I don't have to write them. Okay? And then negative 4 plus 2 is minus 2. So that is my f minus g of x. The next comes with my f times g of x. And this is where I, again, write the functions. And then I'm multiplying it by the g function. Now, remembering back to previous topics, okay, whenever I'm multiplying these things, it's really just the distributive property. I just have to do it a bunch of times. So, I would take this x squared and distribute it in. Okay, so I would write x squared times this 3x minus 2. And then I would take this 3x and distribute it in. And I would also take this negative 4 and distribute it in. Now this is writing it out. Some people will be fine just drawing the arrows. Sometimes when there's 3 coefficients in here, it gets a little confusing. So I'm going to distribute this in. x squared times 3x is really 3x cubed minus 2x squared. Now I do the 3x times the 3x, which is 9x squared minus 6x. Again, distributing the both. Okay, and now I take the negative 4, again negative 4, and I distribute that in. Negative 12x plus 8. Negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. Now I've distributed all that stuff out. Now I'm combining like terms. There's no other x to the third power, 3x to the third power. So let me just write 3x to the third. I combine my x squareds, which comes out to be plus 7x squared. I combine my x's, and then I just have this lonely plus 8. And now there's no other like terms. And now there's no other like terms because each one of these is different powers, and I'm done. That's as simple as I can go. The last one is when I have f divided by g of x. And oftentimes this is the simplest one. I would take my f function, x squared plus 3x minus 4, and then I divide by my g function. Okay? But this is where things get a little complicated. Because if you remember back, like 2 divided by 0, this is undefined. I can never have anything divided by 0. So what I have to do is I have to figure out, okay, I can't divide this by 0. So what can x be? Cannot be. So, okay, so I know 3x minus 2, the thing on the bottom, the denominator, can't be 0. Okay, so really, I just solve it like a normal equation. Add 2, add 2. My 3x cannot be 2. I divide by 3. My x cannot be 2/3. So, this f divided by g of x is fine, but x cannot be 2/3. Because if it's 2/3, this bottom becomes 0, and then I get something like this where it's undefined. So that's the only thing when you're dividing, you got to figure out, okay, the bottom here can't be 0. So I have to set that bottom part not equal to 0, solve. That's what the value can't be. Otherwise I get 0. So that is function operations, and that is the practice for this. So set up and solve each one of these for these problems. Again, it starts off with only 2, and then it gets into more of the complicated with the x squareds and the x and the minus 4. Okay?